This is OP Gaming here with another game review. I promised I'd do them every Monday, and I actually recorded one earlier, and for some reason it didn't record in the correct format, so I have to reshoot it. So hopefully you guys enjoy this revised version. Today we are reviewing The Elder Scrolls Tamriel Unlimited. This is the online version of Elder Scrolls. And most people are going to be asking if this game is going to be anything like Skyrim or Oblivion. Mostly Skyrim, because that was the most played one, but how does it compare to the previous games? And what I have to say is they're different. So I'm going to first start talking about just overall gameplay and so on and so forth, and we'll just make our way down the list of, what's up with this game. So we're going to first start talking about the graphics of this game. And I know this game comes out on 3 different consoles, from what I understand. It's PC, Xbox One, and PS4. As you can see about my spell bar, I'm playing on the Xbox One. So this is supposed to be next gen console. Xbox One's pretty new, These graphics look like they belong on early games of 360 or late games on the original Xbox. As you can tell, these we're looking at this grass right now. They're 2D, and they move with the camera to give them a 3D appearance. I'll slow it down so you can see. So I mean, this game is like the graphics compared to like Morrowind 2002, I think it was, Morrowind Elder Scrolls. Really disappointing, the graphics. I was expecting a much better. I mean, things are sharp, but they're not good. I mean, mechanics are low. There's no physics. Like if you hit something, they just fall dead. They're not like if I hit her, there's not going to be not going to move at all like they did in the other games. There's no after stuff. So and then so I mean, I'm slightly disappointed in the graphics. I thought they'd be better. I know from what I understand, I was reading online, is they were trying to do mix next gen console with computer, trying to do like computer graphics and stuff, and they were trying to morph the two together, and I think they should have just stuck with one or the other, because mixing two different graphic schemes together did not work correctly or good. So I mean, that'd be my 2 cents on the graphics. They're definitely not next gen style. I mean, the shadows are good, but I mean, I don't see how difficult that could be. So now we're going to be talking about combat. The combat is a lot like the previous Elder Scrolls. So you can do first and third person like you always can. You have a spell. So in this game, since it is an MMO, you're going to have a spell bar. Where previously in Skyrim or Oblivion, used to have just use a D-pad, and you could equip one spell in one hand and another spell in another hand. So that is slightly different. Now you have everything at one. So I mean, in my opinion, that's better. People may not like that because it's not the way it should be, because it's not the game. But you're gonna have to live with that if you're gonna play this game. I personally like it. Combat isn't too bad. My biggest gripe about it is if you pull, I don't know, it might be an MMO thing or an Elder Scrolls thing. I did play Skyrim, so it's been a while, I don't exactly remember 100%, but it seems like when you're playing, you're in combat and stuff, if you take on more than about 2 enemies, you're most likely gonna die. And it's just frustrating because a lot of the stuff you can't do without a teammate. Where like in Skyrim, it seems like you can take on a lot of people. This one, if you take on more than 1 or 2, you're gonna die unless you have a teammate. As well as even like quests that say kill Captain Joe, you're gonna need roughly 2 people or have a lot of potions and know how to jump and kite and all that stuff. So I think the combat for PvE is slightly unbalanced in favor of the NPCs. I think they should slightly balance it out a little bit more. It just seems like they're trying to not make the game too easy, and I think they made it slightly too difficult in certain points. I'm not saying the game's hard, but I think they need to balance the units in their difficulty better. Probably the biggest question of the game, like why you guys are mostly here for, is should I buy this game? And there's either two people, or I don't say three. One, it just wants a new game because they've been playing the hell out of Destiny and want a new MMO. The second person is they like Elder Scrolls, and they just want a kind of fantasy beat game. And then the third person is someone who came from Skyrim or Oblivion and wants to play that game again on the Xbox. If you're the person 1 and 2, you'll enjoy it. If you're person 3, you're going to be extremely, extremely disappointed in this game. This game, yes, has same levels, same places, a little bit more to the entire Tamriel, but aside from characters, lore, and some of the basic fighting mechanics, the games are completely different. Because like in Oblivion or Skyrim, you'd be able to pretty much pick up, almost like Dead Rising, pick up anything on the ground. Like pick this, do whatever you wanted to. Where here, like if you wanted to, you could beat them, which you can. Oops. I'm gonna run. See, that system I guess does work. There is cases where like on Quest Hub people, which I thought they were, you can't kill them. Where in Oblivion, you could knock anyone unconscious or kill them. Like Joffrey, if you wanted to kill him, you could. But here, those must have just been guards or something. I just made a mistake, but you can't just pick up and attack anybody or kill anybody. As well as the guilds are different, the fencing's different. There's no like thieves guild really. You can't just go, hey, I want to pick this up, pick this up, pick this up. There's a lot of stuff you can't do in this game, as you could in Skyrim or Oblivion. So if you're expecting this game to be that to be Skyrim, don't, because you'll be disappointed. If you come into this game knowing it's not going to be that, the only thing you have to get over is the graphics, which took a while to get over, but yeah, it's fine. One thing that I did notice about this game is getting used to. I was going to actually give this game a terrible review, but it all depends on who you play with. But the multiplayer is fun. I found some random guy in a cave, and we started killing stuff together, and they made the game much more enjoyable. So if you have anyone to play online with, this game will be much more enjoyable than playing alone. So I mean, almost any game like that, especially MMOs, because it's a big game and you don't want to do it all alone. The games are much funner with someone else. So if you have the opportunity, definitely like bring a friend in or find somebody. The only issue with maybe the computer with that would be not everyone has Ventrilo or some sort of talking device. Whereas if you have an Xbox One or a PS4, it kind of comes with it. It just depends if somebody is using it, and because this game does take a little coordination for basic stuff. I haven't done any raiding, or I've done a few dungeons, but I haven't done a lot of high-end stuff, so I can't give a review on that. But kind of giving you my first impressions of the game. One thing that I also noticed that kind of bugged me was the start screen. Let me kill this guy and I'll show you. Okay, let's get to a safe spot. Is this, in my opinion, this is extremely basic and complicated. I mean, if I was brand new to gaming and said, yo, this is my first game ever, I'd be lost. I play games. It took me a while to get used to, but I think this system could be definitely revised and much better. I mean, here's your collections. I mean, it's like if you needed, like, I just found out that this stuff is here. But if I didn't know that, hey, I need to find my pet, you know, where would I? I'd look at my inventory. I wouldn't look in collections. See, you only have 3, and there's just, it's subsection after subsection after subsection. Say that 5 times fast. So if you go to the inventory, here's your equipment. You have to scroll down, you know, find what you want, and then move over and scroll what you want. Whereas it seems to be more intuitive to go equipment, and it brings up an entire portrait of what you're wearing instead of just like these subsections and then another subsection. And so, in my opinion, these are this is a dated system. I think it could be a lot better. Social, I think there could be, you know, separate tabs or separate hotkeys or separate commands for this. You know, it's hard on a Xbox One controller, but you know, something. So that'd be my, like, next to the graphics, my second downfall of it. The map's huge, so I mean, I give the graphics a little slack because it's just a giant map. I mean, here we go. Here's all Tamriel. You can go to the entire thing. I don't know what that is, but zoom in a little bit. I mean, here's all Cyrodiil. Here's the lower parts of Skyrim, the Rift, and Eastmarch. I could be wrong about Eastmarch, but the Rift definitely, because there's Riften and stuff, and that was in Skyrim. So, I mean, the map is huge, so I give the graphics a little bit of a break, but I think, they're kind of sad. So anyways, my overall review of this would be, it's a great game. If you're, you know, coming into this, you know, expecting to be playing next-gen console of Skyrim, you're going to be thoroughly disappointed. If you're coming in this with an open mind, like you just want a new game or something, you know, you'll get past the graphics after a little bit. You know, there's definitely a learning curve, but that's kind of inherent with MMOs, plus even with Elder Scrolls, it's a learning curve. In my opinion, it's actually slightly easier. I should say different because it doesn't have the save screens and whatnot, but you know, this game, it's a good game, it has potential. Hopefully, you know, they fix some things, you know, update the graphics, remaster it. I know it's brand new, pretty much, but you know, those things they need to work on. Combat-wise, you know, it's really fluid, really good. I wish, you know, it's slightly. I think they need to balance out the combat for at least PvE. Maybe raids and PvP might be different, but just with when doing like quests, I think they should balance out the difficulty. I think they should make the social a little bit more intuitive, a little easier to find people. But what they've done good is they moved a lot of the core things of Skyrim and Oblivion over, fighting mechanics, characters, lore, moved that all over, and they did a decently good job on that, and I give them props on that. So, is it worth purchasing? It depends. If you're, like I keep saying, if your person want to, yeah, it's worth the $60. If you're expecting this to be Elder Scrolls or Skyrim or Oblivion, and that's the key of this, Skyrim or Oblivion, because it's nothing like it, except the few basic things. So if you're expecting this to be next gen one of those, no, it's not worth it. So hope you guys enjoy. This is my Monday review. Sorry, it's getting up late. But you know, if you like what you see, like what you hear, like what I do, smash that subscribe button, and there'll be another review next week on the new Halo 5. So.